Hello, welcome back to the Project Hercules Diaries. I thought I'd share a typical scene from the garage when I'm in the middle of something, because generally what I tend to do is have a bit of a tidy up and then do a video. So this is a typical scene of carnage when you're in the middle of doing the job. Last thing I've just finished doing is the plate that you can see here that goes onto the sleeve drive crank that attaches the magnets. Previous videos about that, so I've cut those slots in now so you can adjust the timing, and I've put the two magnets, one in drilled and tapped 3mm in the inner position and one in the outer position, just to see what the options are there. But this is the type of thing that you get the drawers out, you get the drills out, you get the notebook out, you've got a few tools lying around, and it really is I wouldn't say it's a total mess, but it gets to the point where it starts to get on your nerves. So the best thing to do is to give it a bit of a tidy up. So I'll just have a quick tidy up. Boom, there we go. Right, much better. Okay, now we can see what we're doing. Let's just have a look at this. So that's all together now. I've put the magnets in, as I say. I've made this so you can adjust it. And what I've done, because I don't know exactly where the static timing needs to be, I've drilled 4 holes and made these slots just slightly more than 90 degrees. And that means I can get the full 360 of rotation for this particular plate with the magnets on for the electronic ignition pickup. And just while I was putting that together, the thought occurred that there's quite a lot of work's gone into this and the sprocket itself. So if I just undo a couple of these bolts here, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Underneath this plate with the magnets on for timing electronic ignition is the sprocket, and this sprocket is a 44 tooth sprocket that drives the sleeve up and down. That pin there locates into a ball joint on the bottom of the sleeve and drive the sleeve up and down, and the sleeve is now fitted inside this barrel, so you can see these are the ports in the sleeve, and the sleeve will be going up and down inside the barrel. But the sprocket itself, if you look at the sprocket came like this. We bought a blank. The blank had got a boss on with a centre bore, and there's a lot of work to take one of those and turn it into one of those, and I'll explain what the holes are in just 2 ticks. Okay, so I've got 3 holes in the sprocket that clear the bolt that holds the hardened pin that drives the sleeve up and down, and I've got this spacer that I mentioned last time. The spacer makes sure that the pins on the chain don't foul the bearing that goes around the outside of there. So why the 3 holes in here? Why not just one? Because there's only 1 hole in the spacer, but there are 3 holes in here. Well, there are 44 teeth on this sprocket, and that's not divisible by 3. So if I was to fit that over that way, the sprocket teeth are not in exactly the same position relative to the center of the pin that drives the sleeve to if I fit it that way. And again, the teeth of the sprocket are not in the same position as if I fit it that way, and that gives me a really fine tuning on the valve timing. The valve timing, I can do most of it from the other sprocket on the end of the crankshaft. I've got 9 different holes to position that, but I can also get a vernier adjustment on the top sprocket, and that means I can get to within probably 1 degree of valve timing, static valve timing. And by having the 4 holes in this sprocket here to mount the electronic ignition plate, and these slots just slightly more than 90 degrees, about 110 degrees, I can get a full 360, because at this point I don't know where the pickup's going to be around the circle, so I can't even get an approximate static timing for the ignition. But there you go, that's the sprocket as we bought it. We bought 2, and that's the sprocket as now we finished machining it. So it's a fair bit of work to get done there, but all that's now finished. I can assemble it. It does fit into the bearing, it does clear around here, and the other job I was going to do last time was to just turn that boss down so it's now concentric, because if you remember before it was slightly eccentric. So not a bad couple of days work, and that's one assembly finished. I can put that together. I can send this off to Boyer Bransden, send it to Kev and say, make it work please, hopefully. and that comes back. So once again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next updates.